connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good morning, Idaho, and happy Friday. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. Good to have you along on this Friday. Idaho News 6 is bringing you team coverage this morning on food assistance. Meridian neighborhood reporter Allie Tripke explains how the local food bank is working to stay stocked so neighbors don't go hungry. And in West Boise, neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel meets with one woman who will be handing out much more than candy on this Halloween night. And of course, I'm here in Garden City at the 74th Annual Expo Idaho Ski Swap. 74 years is hard to believe. Unbelievable amount of equipment here. This is the stop if you need some new winter gear. They tell me they sell 80% of what's here over the next couple of days. It's pretty incredible. So get ready for that. We'll tell you all about that and how it benefits skiers in our area in just a moment. But first, let's get the latest on our weather with Sophia Cruz. Getting excited. Did you like those goggles I showed you earlier?
I did.
Pretty nice, huh?
I got so excited I changed into my costume. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm a Ghostbuster. And pretty soon we'll show you Sunny's costume too, so you can see what he dressed up as for Halloween. But happy Halloween, everybody, as you get ready for the start of your day. Mid-30s. As we move into this afternoon, upper 50s. Nice and quiet conditions are persisting, so there's not very many changes in our forecast. So for the evening, while you get ready to head out for trick-or-treating, depending on what time you go at, mid-50s to lower 50s as low as 8 o'clock. So by the time we head into 10 p.m., upper 40s. I would have the capes on hand or the light jackets, just anything to help you keep warm as you head into this evening. But otherwise, it's a pretty good forecast for Halloween. I remember this time last year, we were looking at a little bit of rain rolling, but this week, it's just really nice fall weather.
It looks great. Ghostbusters, huh? Those famous lines, of course. When someone asks you if you're a god, you say, yes. Thanks, Sophia. Tomorrow, more than 40 million Americans, unfortunately, are going to lose their SNAP benefits, everyone. For weeks, our team of neighborhood reporters have introduced you to food banks and community members who are working so hard to stock up on healthy foods to support their neighbors in the event that this all goes through. Meridian neighborhood reporter Allie Tripke kicks off our team coverage this morning as the Meridian Food Bank looks to support hundreds of additional households.
Over 130,000 Idahoans receive SNAP benefits, which are set to pause Saturday. I'm Meridian neighborhood reporter Allie Tripke taking you inside the Meridian Food Bank as volunteers prepare to see an increase in need in their community.
We are providing help to people who need the help.
Meridian Food Bank volunteers like Chris Henry
You are more than welcome.
Are passionate about ensuring their neighbors don't go hungry. I spoke with several of those neighbors off camera who lined up Thursday morning to pick up food.
It's going to be hard.
Some tell me after relying on the food bank for the last year, they're now facing rising healthcare costs, making them worried for the future and for the other 1 in 15 Idahoans who rely on SNAP benefits.
I've talked to people that are on food stamps and stuff. They're all scared.
The volunteer-run Meridian Food Bank tells me more than 180 new households registered with them this month. And with SNAP benefits pausing Saturday, they know their pantry will feel that extra pressure. They're determined to serve those in need and tell me cash and food donations are always welcome. The Idaho Food Bank tells me they have a food locator on their website, so no Idahoans go hungry. I'll link that resource on this story on idahonews6.com. In Meridian, I'm neighborhood reporter Allie Tripke for Idaho News 6.
In southern Idaho, local tribes say they're prepared to act if SNAP benefits dry up. In a social media post, the Shoshone-Paiute tribe even suggesting they'll hunt to cull local elk herds using a traditional food source to keep people fed. In the same post, they say more than 50% of residents on the Duck Valley Reservation would be affected if SNAP benefits are cut off. They're also soliciting donations to support the Duck Valley Food Bank.
When you think of Halloween, you think costumes and candy. This year, some Boise neighbors are doing things different this spooky season. I'm your neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel, and with food stamps put on pause for the month of November, meet the woman who's handing out more than just sweet treats.
And I don't want any kids to go hungry ever.
The week before Halloween, families are usually stocking up on candy. But this year, trick-or-treaters in Tracy Tilby's neighborhood can expect something that feeds more than a sweet tooth.
I know that people are losing their SNAP benefits starting November 1st, and so I've been trying to think of different ways to help the community.
On Halloween night, she'll be setting up a give-or-take food pantry outside her home, inviting neighbors to donate what they can or take what they need.
I think I'm gonna get some hot chocolate and some hot cider, and then just ramen and popcorn and granola bars, some things with a little bit more nutritional value instead of candy. I think they'll get plenty of candy.
As we've reported, the USDA will pause federal food assistance to roughly 40 million Americans who depend on those benefits, including an estimated 38% of children. 25 states are taking legal action against the USDA over the suspension of benefits, but Idaho isn't one of them. Tilby says the extra food from the Give or Take pantry will be donated to local food banks the next day. I'm your neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel for Idaho News 6.
Overnight, President Trump called on congressional Republicans to end the government shutdown by eliminating the Senate filibuster. It's an unprecedented step that GOP leaders have opposed up until now. Without the filibuster, the government could reopen with a simple majority vote instead of the 60 votes currently needed. Idaho News 6 will continue to closely monitor the rising need for food assistance and the ongoing government shutdown. You can find all of our previous coverage from your neighborhood on idahonews6.com. A suspect is in custody this morning following a crash and a standoff with police in downtown Boise yesterday afternoon. Boise police say they responded to a report of an intoxicated driver during rush hour. The driver crashing into a light pole on the intersection of Myrtle and 11th Street. Police say that's when the driver refused to exit the vehicle, prompting the standoff. Boise police officers deployed a drone to survey the area, and a sniper was seen on a nearby balcony. Ultimately, also, they used pepper ball spray in an attempt to force the suspect out of the vehicle. The whole standoff lasted about an hour. During that time, traffic backed up on the connector all the way to the Eagle exit.
A woman facing gambling charges in connection to that federal raid in Wilder will remain in custody pending an upcoming detention hearing. A federal judge wanting to determine if Diana Fajardo presents a flight risk ahead of her jury trial. I was there as she appeared in federal court. In court documents, federal investigators allege Fajardo helped collect illegal wagers at the racetrack in Wilder. Law enforcement also claiming to have traced proceeds from the alleged illegal gambling business to multiple accounts belonging to Fajardo and her husband, Samuel Bejarano Culin. The pair make up 2 of the 5 people facing federal gambling charges. All 5 have pleaded not guilty. Immigration officials also detained more than 100 people in the multi-agency raid back on October 19th. Idaho News 6 was there when the federal raid played out just over a week ago. You can see all of our team coverage and exclusive interviews on the 2C Neighborhood News YouTube page and on idahonews6.com. A Magic Valley man facing 4 murder charges across 2 counties will go to trial. A judge determining Benjamin Naylor is competent to stand trial in Minidoka County after a mental health review. A judge in Cassia County issued a similar ruling last week. As we reported, prosecutors accused Naylor of killing 4 people across Minidoka and Cassia counties back in July. He's due back in court November 21st.
Britain's Prince Andrew, a prince no more. Up next, we detail the strong response from King Charles over his brother's ties with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho, everybody, on a Friday. It's 11 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at your national headlines this morning. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is in Malaysia meeting with defense ministers as part of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. The meeting is aimed at easing tensions between India and the U.S. caused by U.S. tariffs. The talks are also expected to include a review of India's plans to purchase military hardware from the U.S., such as aircraft, for India's Navy. Indian officials say they expect the meeting to be productive and pave the way for a future bilateral visit either in India or Washington, D.C. It is payday for members of the military, and the Trump administration is scrambling to make sure U.S. troops get their checks. The government plans to pull $5.3 billion from 3 different military accounts to pay service members. $2.5 billion is coming from a military housing fund. The rest is split between Navy, shipbuilding, and research accounts. And the Trump administration is cutting the number of refugees it will admit to the United States. It has set the cap of refugee admissions to a record low of 7,500 for the fiscal year. It is also reserving most of the slots for white South Africans. That's down from the 125,000 cap set by the Biden administration last year. In a federal notice posted Thursday, the Trump administration said the low refugee cap was justified by humanitarian concerns and was in the national interest. Refugee advocates and congressional Democrats have criticized that decision. And a bombshell to tell you about from the British royal family this morning. The king's brother, Andrew, stripped of the title of prince. This is the latest fallout, of course, from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. And now it's raising more questions here in the U.S.
Overnight, the British tabloids reacting to news that Prince Andrew is losing his royal titles. The cover of The Sun reading, "The Andrew formerly known as Prince." King Charles stripping his brother of that honor over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The move exceedingly rare in the UK. The last time this happened was in 1919, when Prince Ernest Augustus lost his title for siding with Germany in World War I. The palace announcing Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, adding these censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. The Epstein scandal raging for years, with Virginia Giuffre claiming Epstein trafficked her for sex with Andrew.
He knows exactly what he's done.
Andrew has denied the allegations and attacked Giuffre's credibility. He reached a financial settlement with her in 2022 without admitting wrongdoing.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady.
Andrew has also been ordered to move out of his royal residence where he lives rent-free. This recently resurfaced photo reportedly adding pressure on the palace to take action against him. It shows Andrew hosting Jeffrey Epstein, disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell at the sprawling mansion during an 18th birthday party for Andrew's daughter Beatrice in 2006. Giuffre died by suicide in April, but her recent memoir refocused attention on the case. In a statement, her family saying, "Today an ordinary American girl from an ordinary American family brought down a British prince with her truth and extraordinary courage." King Charles' action now raising questions in Washington. Some politicians asking why the U.S. appears to be lagging behind the U.K. when it comes to investigating the Epstein scandal. Back in London, questions remain about whether the British royal family could help police in any future investigations involving Andrew and his ties to Epstein. Perry Russom, ABC News, New York.
Okay, happy Halloween, everyone. 58 this afternoon in the North End, Boise. They'll also be closing off this road at about 4 o'clock for trick-or-treating. I'll have the trick-or-treating forecast, the weekend ahead, and what November is going to look like to start.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and happy Halloween. I hope you're having a wonderful day to start. Now, if you are heading out maybe for that spooky run, or you're trying to get the dogs walk in before you go trick-or-treating this afternoon and evening with your kiddos, it is a chilly start to the day. You've got 37 as you wake up over at the Village of Meridian. It's going to be a nice cool day ahead, so not very many changes to come. If you couldn't get out yesterday, today will still be a good day to get out. You've got 34 waking up over in Boise, 29 in Ontario, 21 in Stanley, and this afternoon we're just at seasonable with the mid to upper 50s along your valley floors, mid 50s to continue into your mountains. Now our high temperature trend shows a clear warming trend through next week. The warmest days being this weekend, Saturday at 67. At the start of next week we start with the lower 60s, and then by Wednesday we get to about 66. So we have a warmer than normal temperature outlook as we get ready for November. So when you take a look at this shows November 6th through the 10th. High confidence for temperatures being above average. And as you just saw, we're about 5 to 10 degrees above average as we head into next week. We normally sit with about 57 to 58 as we kick off the month of November. Now here's what's happening. We have this upper level ridge coming into play, bringing up our temperatures, but as we move through the weekend, even the day, by Saturday around 2 o'clock, you'll slowly see these showers increasing from Washington down to Oregon, clouds increasing into northern Idaho. By 1 o'clock on Sunday, if we do see any showers this weekend, this is going to be all across those east and west central mountains, very light and brief. By the time we kick off the new work week, it's nice and quiet to start with a few clouds coming in from the west across northern Idaho. We'll see a few clouds building in that evening on Monday. We do start to see an unsettled pattern kicking up on Tuesday for our mountains, but for our valley floors, it'll be pretty dry to start the early next week. The good news is that while November is starting off a little bit warmer than normal, we still do have a little snowpack on here. This goes through November 10th. It's not very much snow, however, it's just about an inch or two, so we just need to pray for some snow so that way we can get ready to hit the slopes, especially with the ski swap going on. We'll check in on Roland in just a second, but from McCall in the forecast, you've still got those nice, beautiful blue skies into the day. Tomorrow, mid-50s. By Sunday, slight chances of showers coming through, and then your unsettled weather pattern kicks up as early as Tuesday here, starting as rain, then changing over to snow as things start to cool out there. You're riding over to Sun Valley, nice and quiet weekend in store. That unsettled weather pattern looks a little lighter for you on Tuesday and Wednesday, but you will see some rain Thursday, changing to snow by Friday. So it's a pretty good week here no matter where you are. Enjoy it and spend some time outside, and don't forget to set the clocks back an hour. Time change happening today. You've got mid-50s as you head into your Sunday. Next week, 60s all the way through Wednesday, and then that unsettled weather pattern kicks up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Roland, I'm hoping for a little bit more snow on the forecast, especially because the ski swap's here and you've got a snowboard in hand. I'm just ready to hit the slopes.
Well, we're equal opportunity, so we've got the snowboard. Of course, it is Halloween. Nick Saban is joining us. We got a Solomon board here with the monster eyes. We got the skulls over there. It fits in pretty good with Halloween, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's interesting. You guys have a lot of things going on this weekend, which you don't always have, but it's going to get. I think a lot of people are having just a busy weekend. They'll stop in here and then they'll do the rest of their stuff.
Yeah. You know, we're open 10 to 7 today, and then tomorrow 10 to 7 as well. Come stop in before the Boise State game,
right?
And come get geared up for winter.
Border at all?
I have never snowboarded.
Never snowboarded. Okay, well, you can see in here, I mean, there's a ton of equipment in here, so clearly it's almost half and half.
Yeah, no, we're definitely equal parts skis and snowboards in here.
Yeah, a lot of great equipment down here, and it's not all used stuff, right, Nick?
Correct. Yeah, no, we partnered with some local shops and some other shops kind of throughout the state. They bring in some equipment as well, whether either last year's gear that didn't sell or some brand new gear still.
You know, I was always interested. There are bindings when they get to a certain age where they will not service them because they've gotten too old. It's a safety thing. But you guys make sure that all of the bindings that are on the skis that are here are serviceable.
Yes, that is correct. We have somebody checking the bindings at our equipment check-in. Mm-hmm. If they are on the list, then unfortunately we can't sell them, but we can help you to remove the bindings from your skis so that you can still sell your skis.
Yeah, exactly. So you can still do that today. You can come down here at 10 o'clock today. It's going through the weekend as well, everyone. The 74th annual ski swap, and benefits the Bogus Basin Ski Education Federation, which you are a part of. Nick, thanks for being with us this morning. Appreciate it. We'll get you on a board eventually. Reporting from Expo, Idaho, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, Idaho News 6.
In Twin Falls, I tune in to Hearing Health for Audiology Awareness Month. Most of you can probably hear me just fine, but some may hear something more like this. I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, and October is Audiology Awareness Month, so I stopped into the clinic at St. Luke's to learn how hearing loss affects people at all stages of life and what treatment options are available.
Hey, I'm leaving in here alone. I'm going to meet you on the other side.
Dr. Keeley Coffey gave me my first hearing screening in decades. As an audiologist, she gets to help unravel the puzzle of all the different things that can affect how well people hear.
It's typically gradual, and so a lot of people are just adapting to their environment. They don't realize that they're losing it. Oftentimes other loved ones will report it before the patient themselves will.
Hearing loss can happen naturally with age, but it can also occur at any stage of life, including in children. but there are signs to watch out for.
Some things that you might notice in your environment is turning up music louder, television or radio up in volume. You might notice you're saying what, repeat that more often, and then you might just mishear what someone is saying.
I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter, Lorian Nettleton, Idaho News 6.
6 on a Friday morning, and it is Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween. Thanks for joining us this morning on Good Morning Idaho, and we have a lot more in store for you. Here's a look at what's still to come from your neighborhood reporters.
In Parma, how a proposed levy could mean higher pay for rural firefighters.
In Star, the city plans to annex BLM land, and some neighbors call it a win for recreation.
Now we'll look outside from the Treasure Valley Chevy Dealers Tower Cam.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good morning, Idaho. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. Good to have you along on a Friday morning. Happy Halloween, everybody. We made it to the end of the week. This morning, Idaho's public lands are in the spotlight. Star neighborhood reporter Greenlee Clark explains the city's plan to annex nearly 1,500 acres of BLM land. We've got that story coming up for you. Plus, neighborhood reporter Brady Caskey shows us a new project in Idaho City that could soon become one of your favorite outdoor escapes. And I'm here at the Expo Idaho Ski Swap, the massive seasonal sale that serves as a fundraiser to youth mountain sports in the Treasure Valley. And I'll have a lot more on the ski swap coming up for you in just a moment. But first, let's check in with Sophia. You know, I've got a set of old poles here. You can see they're a little bit bent. I've got a pair of poles like this. I bent them by falling on them. So you know that they've been well used. You know, there's a lot of stuff to check out. You got to come down.
I've already seen people preparing for the season, not only going to the ski swap, but walking around the greenbelt. There's this little contraption, and it's almost skis just with rollerblades underneath, and I've seen a couple people doing that on the greenbelt. If you know what that is, let me know, because I've seen so many people. But anyways, take a look at Bogus Basin this morning. That light snowpack hanging on. We just got to keep praying for some more snow, so that way we can all be at Bogus Basin pretty soon. But either way, it's a good day whether you're heading to the ski swap or just if you're getting ready to put on your costume for Halloween. You've got lower 30s, so hopefully it has a cape or a light jacket with it. If not, grab one. By lunchtime, you'll be sitting with those upper 40s. And then this afternoon, we stop at 58. So we are just near seasonable as we head into our Halloween and trick-or-treating. It will get a bit cool out there, and I have those details ahead for you, and also what the warm start to November will look like. Roland.
All right, thanks, Sophia. Appreciate it. Now to our top story this morning at 6:30. Tomorrow, more than 40 million Americans will lose their SNAP benefits. Downtown Boise neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker explains what one nonprofit is doing now to ensure people don't go hungry, and it's a story new this morning.
I'm downtown Boise neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, and the first of the month is here, and the government shutdown continues to drag on, and SNAP benefits may not load for thousands of Idaho families. That means many could struggle to put food on the table, and a local housing nonprofit is trying to help.
At Jesse Tree, the mission usually starts with housing, keeping families from losing their homes. But as SNAP benefits hang in the balance, the need for food is impossible to ignore.
About 71% say that they worry about purchasing food since most of our clients are living paycheck to paycheck. So a lot of our clients are considered food insecure, and definitely a good percentage do receive some of those SNAP benefits.
And if benefits are cut, Evan Stewart, Jesse Tree's newest executive director, says the impact will be devastating. To help fill that gap, Jesse Tree staff launched a food drive, collecting canned goods and non-perishables from now until November 20th at their office near the Boise Greenbelt.
If you have anything available and you want to help out, help keep some of our neighbors fed, especially neighbors who are already housing insecure. This is a great initiative at Jesse Tree, and we welcome any support from the community.
Jesse Tree is accepting drop-offs Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at their office in downtown Boise. For more information on this and where you can find food support near you, head to idahonews6.com. I'm downtown Boise neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6.
In West Boise, trick-or-treaters could walk away with more than just candy. With SNAP benefits set to pause in November, one neighbor is making sure no one goes hungry. Tracy Tilby is turning her front yard into a give-or-take food pantry, inviting families to donate what they can or take what they need. Leftover donations will go to local food banks the next day.
Idaho News 6 will continue to closely monitor the rising need for food assistance and the ongoing government shutdown. You can find all of our previous coverage from your neighborhood on idahonews6.com.
The City of Star's plan to annex nearly 1,500 acres of BLM land has sparked questions and concerns about misinformation in the community. I'm your Star neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, learning more about the mayor's plan and talking with a local veteran about why this space matters to the people of Star. On a bumpy ride through nearly 1,500 acres of BLM land north of Star, Mayor Trevor Chadwick shares how the city wants to annex this federally owned land.
Annexing it does not mean that it becomes the city's. It still stays as BLM land, but we put a zoning designation on it of public space so it can't be developed.
The change would lock in recreational use forever.
Some of the challenges you have is people dump trash, and that's what we want to try to prevent. Right now, there's nobody that comes out here. Nobody.
During my visit, veteran and Star neighbor Sawyer Skrull was out using the land.
I like what the mayor's had to say about annexing this land and keeping it public to the people out here in Star.
Mayor Chadwick made it clear safe shooting zones are a priority.
We're all about shooting in the Second Amendment here, but you got to be responsible and safe about that.
I'm your Star neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, for Idaho News 6.
Today is your last chance to vote early. Depending on where you live, you can swing by your local elections office until 5 p.m. Remember to bring a valid driver's license or other accepted proof of identity and residence. If you miss it, don't worry. You can always vote and register in person at the polls from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day, November 4th. In Payette County, officials are asking voters to approve up to $40 million to build a new county jail. County leaders say the aging jail can't keep up with growth. The 30-year bond proposal would cover costs to relocate and build a new facility. It will need to win over 2/3 of voters to pass. For more on the proposal, look for our prior coverage from Leslie Solis and Brady Caskey on idahonews6.com.
Did you know that firefighters here in Parma earn less than $12 an hour with no medical benefits? I'm your Caddo County neighborhood reporter, Victoria Rodriguez, at the Parma Rural Fire Station, where leaders hope voters pass a levy next week that would benefit firefighters' salaries with hopes of keeping them staffed and ready to respond to emergencies.
It was really intense. It happened really fast. And then the next thing I know, I wake up to, fire, get out.
It was a rude awakening earlier this month for Julie Doughty and Alex Miller after they say a wood stove sparked a fire that burned down their Parma home in the middle of the night.
I had screamed, "Give me your phone, where's the fire department?" It took them forever. My house was almost gone.
But the Parma Fire District says they're short-staffed and stretched thin, now asking voters to approve a $1 million levy increase to boost pay.
If we can get the personnel up to a livable wage, it not only does it increase morale, but it also increases people that we can draw from other areas.
Chief Jeff Rogers says most of that money would funnel directly into firefighter paychecks to help them stay competitive by increasing wages by up to $6 an hour. He says they're constantly training new hires because experienced firefighters leave for higher paying jobs, making it difficult to maintain a skilled workforce.
So since May, we have lost 6 of them to area fire departments. We've lost some to Washington, we've lost some to Texas.
The district estimates the tax impact to cost about $98 per $100,000 of taxable property value each year. The last attempt fell short with 61% of votes, but it needs a supermajority with 2/3 of voters in favor to pass. For Parma neighbors like Alex and Julie, it could make a major difference.
Life is so fragile. People take things for granted every day. You shouldn't. Super grateful for the help of the firefighters and all of the neighbors.
Early voting closes Friday with polls open on Election Day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reporting in Parma, I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez for Idaho News 6.
6:38, and let's take a look at what's happening today in your neighborhood on this Halloween. Halloween's going to be in full swing, of course, on Harrison Boulevard. The North End Street is a popular stop for Treasure Valley trick-or-treaters. The Ada County Highway District says the street will be closed to traffic starting at 4 o'clock, so be aware of that, and will reopen when the festivities wrap up, usually around 10 o'clock. If you are driving nearby, keep your eyes peeled for ghosts, goblins, and ghouls, and that goes for everywhere around the valley, everyone. Just past 7 o'clock, the puck is going to drop at the Idaho Central Arena. The Steelheads are hosting the Tahoe Lake Monsters for Game 3 in a 4-game matchup. Idaho won the first 2 matchups, both games ending in a score of 5-2. And in Parma, join firefighters for a trunk or treat at City Hall. Setup is at 5 with the fun starting at 6. And come hungry, the fire district will be bringing chili in for all to enjoy.
For this week's Idaho Backroads, I'll take you behind the scenes at this backcountry construction site and how you can explore these yurts yourself. A new backcountry escape years in the making is finally coming to life near Idaho City. I'm your neighborhood reporter Brady Caskey, and in this week's Idaho Backroads, I'll show you what it takes to build a yurt. A symphony of saws and drills filled the air as Idaho's wilderness gained a new yurt.
It's like a giant Lego set, very honestly, and we've got a bunch of grown adults putting together some adult Legos up here. It's a really neat finished product.
It came in pieces, and now a team of volunteers are working to put it together, all in one day. So after months of prep, they called in all the help they could get to build the Peterson yurt.
What's cool is when you watch every part of it go up.
Dieta Dubron was the keeper of the Idaho City backcountry yurts for years.
It was just my dream job, just something that you would love to be out here doing, just looking forward to it all the time.
Back then, she was Dieta Peterson, and after her years of service to the program, this brand new yurt is being named after her.
I feel so blessed to be able to say that a yurt's going up in my name. I never expected it, but I do think it's really cool.
If all goes to plan, the Peterson yurt will be open for the public to reserve starting early December. Reporting near Idaho City, I'm Brady Caskey for Idaho News 6.
Okay, happy Halloween, kiddos. Today, Sonny and I dressed up as I'm a Ghostbuster and he is a ghost. His costume is homemade, so don't judge it, but he does like it. He wanted to show it off, especially because today's going to be pretty cool. So if you are wearing your costume, make sure it has at least a light jacket or hopefully a cape. You've got mid-30s walking out for breakfast. By the time you head into lunchtime, a little bit cooler, upper 40s, and then this afternoon, right at seasonal, just 57. Nice sunny day ahead. We'll be showing you the rest of the weekend coming up.
In this week's Made in Idaho, we highlight one of the largest winter gear exchanges that helps younger Idahoans learn about outdoor activities. Sweet deals for winter enthusiasts. I'm Isaiah Sharp here at Expo Idaho, and in this week's Made in Idaho, we highlight one of the largest winter gear exchanges in the Treasure Valley region and a tradition that helps younger Idahoans learn about outdoor winter activities.
I've been skiing my whole life. Basically, I grew up close to a ski resort and always skied with my buddies.
Dylan Isaacson took a 2-hour trek from Oregon to Idaho to get to the 74th annual Ski Swap, an event covering 3 massive rooms full of most of everything you need to scale a snowy mountain. But this event does more than get you a good deal. It also raises money for the Bogus Basin Ski Education Foundation, helping tiny Idahoans learn how to tackle the slopes.
It's our biggest fundraiser of the year here for BBSCF, and then it's also a great time for everybody in the valley to come down, try to find some good deals on stuff, and get geared up for the ski season.
The event runs this weekend through Sunday. I'm Isaiah Sharp for Idaho News 6.
46. We're down here live at the Ski Swap. Zach Schultz is joining us, and he's with the Bogus Basin Ski Education Foundation, and we're wearing the hats. This is not something that you see on the hill all that much because people are wearing helmets these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to be safe.
They need to make a helmet that looks like this.
I think they might have started doing that, actually.
Yeah,
probably so. Hey, so this is just indicative of all the stuff that is here. Obviously, this is the checkout area, and it's going to be just a madhouse this weekend. It's going to be fun for a lot of people. Tell us what the Bogus Basin Ski Education Foundation is really all about.
So we're all about, just youth sports, trying to get the kids out and be active and have a healthy lifestyle. We serve kids all from 6 up to 18 and, healthy competition, traveling all around the West to compete.
Yeah, it's great. And we've got the best snow in the country out west here. I'm thinking this might be good. I'm thinking maybe picking this one up later. I'm not sure, Zach, it's a little small, I'm afraid. It's stretchy. But you've been part of this event how many years?
This is my 7th year with the program.
And you've seen it grown a lot because that extra room down the way there that's full of snowboard stuff, that's something relatively new.
Yeah, this is our 2nd year doing that, but it's the biggest it's ever been for sure.
And you said that maybe 80% of the stuff will sell this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. By Sunday, it's empty in here.
That's pretty incredible. Okay, so again, it goes through Sunday. Again, tell people about what it costs to get in and the times.
So it's 10 o'clock to 7 p.m. today and tomorrow, and then on Sunday it's 10 o'clock to 3 p.m. And it's $5 to get in for adults and free for children. And then a can of food will get you in on Sunday for a food drive.
Man, that is really important. Let's hope that that's really big this year, that a lot of people you can bring down some canned food, bring a bunch of food down and donate it. And this time of year, that's really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to support our community with that.
And it's also always a line, but it's always a fun time. It's like going to the Warren Miller ski movie and waiting in line, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got food and beverage out here, and tons of fun people, and booths with different ski areas that you can talk to as well.
So a lot of information, a lot of fun down here, and a lot of great gear. Sophia, what do you think of the hat?
I like the hat. I think you should get it, especially because you're going to need it when things get colder. I think that Roland should get that, and even that little stretchy top he pulled out. We could see him, then you'll know it's him on the slopes if he's wearing those things. Either way. Okay, let's take a look at the village at Meridian. Right now, 37, so chilly start to the day. You will want a nice warm jacket on. Right now, looks coldest across our map along Stanley and Fairfield, 21 and 26 there to start the day, with mid-30s coming into your mountains. But this afternoon, we'll be stopping at just a seasonable 57 over into Boise, 55 in Ontario, mid-50s to follow into your mountains. And our trick-or-treating forecast, well, happy Halloween. For the kiddos, make sure you've got the cape or the light jacket on hand. By 7 o'clock, we're sitting in the mid-50s. Through the later evening, things are going to get a lot colder out there with the upper 40s expected. On top of the nice cooler weather we like, especially as we head into fall, it is going to feel a little bit warmer as we head into November. Take a look at Saturday afternoon, 67 as a high, and it doesn't stop there as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday this week. Even upper 50s, and that's our seasonable mark. We don't return near seasonable till Thursday. Now, our forecast ahead doesn't necessarily look too bad, but you've got nice blue skies still at McCall. We will see some slight showers over the mountains into Sunday. Not anything to cancel the plans for, but into next week, that's when that unsettled pattern starts. Rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then as temperatures cool, we'll see that rain change over to snow. Now, snow levels will still look pretty high because it is still warm, even though it may not feel like it. It's still too warm enough for snow to continue forming. Here's a look at Sun Valley's weekend forecast. Nice and cool over the weekend, 59 and Saturday, so pretty warm. By the time we head into next week, unsettled pattern kicking up Tuesday and Wednesday, but you're more likely to see showers coming in Thursday, all of that rain changing over to snow into Friday. So when you take a look at the bigger picture of what's happening out there, we have this ridge in place, and that's what's bringing up our temperatures through Saturday, but behind that, we start to see this front move through the Pacific Northwest from Washington down to Oregon, bringing in heavier showers up towards Seattle. For us, it'll bring on some unsettled weather for our mountains through Sunday. Now, a lot of this starts in overnight. We may see a few early morning showers, but it's pretty quiet Sunday morning itself and through the afternoon. Notice there's not even a cloud in sight on this map. By next week, that ridge starts to rebuild and we start to see more of a southwesterly flow, which is going to inject some moisture into our area, but it's mostly just going to bring in a cloudy start to our week. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the weather looks bad, but it is unsettled. Starting Tuesday, you'll start to notice mountain showers on the forecast as well as a few snow flurries early in the morning. That'll be likely, and then it'll change over to rain as things warm up. Either way, it's a warm start to November. Our temperature outlook shows warmer than normal as we head from November 6th through the 10th. So the weekend forecast and the week ahead, again, don't forget to set your clocks back, but also upper 50s through Sunday. Next week, mid 60s with shower chances Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Now the Idaho News 6 traffic report.
Okay, it is 6:51 and we are giving you a live look of downtown. It's a ghost town out there. Barely any cars heading out right now, and the roads look good. So if you are looking for that early start to your day, no traffic right now. Caldwell into downtown eastbound at just under 28 minutes. The rest of I-84 looks like a nice quiet commute too. You've got Caldwell to Garrity at 12 minutes, Garrity into Eagle under 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the big business of Halloween.
My maker told his tale.
A huge year for fear in film. There's already some Oscar buzz for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Victor Frankenstein.
Along with cinematic thriller Sinners.
I didn't mean to scare you. Thought y'all forgot about me in here.
And other big hits including Final Destination Bloodlines, Weapons, and 28 Years Later. But it's not just the movies. People are going all out to decorate. Homeowners and visitors alike posting these wickedly neighborhood attractions. And we'll have much more coming up at 7 a.m. Plus, get ready for Halloween fun live from New Orleans and a live performance from Beetlejuice on Broadway. With your GMA First Look, I'm Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
It is 5 minutes before the hour. Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho, and we're just wrapping things up here. In case you missed it, these are the top stories we're following from our neighborhood reporters.
In Meridian, I'm taking you inside a local food bank where volunteers are getting ready to see a greater need in the community as SNAP benefits are set to pause Saturday. I spoke with several of those neighbors off camera who lined up Thursday morning to pick up food. Some tell me after relying on the food bank for the last year, they're now facing rising healthcare costs, making them worried for the future and for the other 1 in 15 Idahoans who rely on SNAP benefits.
In Parma, how a proposed levy could mean higher pay for rural firefighters. Firefighters in Parma make less than $12 an hour with no benefits, and district leaders say it's causing a staffing shortage. Now they're asking voters to approve a $1 million levy increase to raise wages and keep more firefighters on the job.
A new backcountry escape years in the making is finally coming to life near Idaho City. The Peterson Yurt is the newest addition to the Idaho Parks and Recreation Yurt system, and if all goes to plan, it will be available for the public to reserve starting early December.
And of course, you can learn more about all of these stories on our website. Just head to idahonews6.com.
Now, the Out the Door forecast, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors.
Okay, happy Halloween, everybody. We've got a good forecast in sight. You've got mid-30s to start your morning, so have the light jacket on hand by the time we're heading into 5 o'clock. And this evening, you've got upper 50s, so we are just at seasonable in time for Halloween. Okay, let's go take a look at your commute now.
Now, the Idaho News 6 traffic report.
All right, just another time check for you, 6:57. It's pretty quiet over downtown right now. A few cars starting to wake up and head out the door. It's Friday, happy Friday, and also happy Halloween to you. If you're heading out in your costume this morning, hopefully it's got a jacket or a cape, something to keep you warm. Pretty chilly on I-84 area as you start to head into this area, about 32 right now, but also starting to see a little slow up on our roads right now if you're heading in that direction. East Chinden Boulevard still looks pretty quiet, and so does South Eagle Road. The overall map, not too much change, so it's a pretty good forecast and really even better road conditions as we head into our Halloween roll-in. Oh, that looks pretty nice. Why don't you get that?
Do you like this? This is very retro, everyone. You know, fashion is a big part of skiing, whether you like it or not. This is $55. I think this will go fast. This will be one of the first things to go today. I'll be curious to see about that. Hey, we're down here at the 74th annual ski swap at Expo Idaho. It's just a sea of equipment, everyone. It's just a fabulous place to come get ready for the ski season, get the gear that you need. You can come down through Sunday. You can still bring down equipment as well if you want to sell it as well. So, listen, be safe out there, everyone, on this Halloween. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.